We got time, but no money. But there ain't nobody stopping us. We got bills, but no dollars. But now we don't really give up. No, we don't really give up. Living for that ray of light. Life can be beautiful. Life can be beautiful. Going all the way tonight, making it beautiful.
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Also, if you are new, welcome. I'm so glad you guys decided to join me for this cleaning motivation. We have a ton going on in today's video. I've got some deep cleaning going on, some regular daily pickups, some organizing, restocking, just everything you need to get yourself motivated. Starting off in the boys' room, I'm just kind of tidying it up and just stripping their beds, just the typical cleanup in their room. Nothing too crazy. Their room is always a little bit of a mess, but considering their ages, they keep it pretty good. I just like to go in here about once a week, at least to strip the beds, and usually when I come in here, I just make sure to tidy up. That way I can run the vacuum, mop if I need to mop, and get everything looking nice and clean for them. I know I've said this in the past, but I'm going to say it again because I know there's often new people here. I am kind of that in-between mom where I 100% believe kids need chores, and my kids have daily chores that they have to do, like unloading the dishwasher. Their room is their responsibility. They help me with making sure the dogs are fed and taken care of, stuff like that. But I also know, like, I think back to when I was a kid and how overwhelming cleaning my room felt sometimes. And I like to go into my kids' rooms every once in a while and just give it a refresh. Like, back to mommy, clean, good to go, just to take that stress off of them. Plus, I believe it's a good teaching time to go through and clean it up and show them how I like it to be kept. So I kind of do it both ways. I don't always clean up after my kids. I do believe that is a big thing for kids to have that responsibility, but at the same time, I also think it helps to just give them that restart every once in a while. I feel like even as adults, we all have those moments where our house gets so crazy that if someone could just come in and just give it a quick clean and restart it, we would feel so much better. I feel the same way about kids as well.
With you is so easy. Hey, if you want, honey, you can stick around. I don't know what it is about you, but you look so fine, riding shotgun in my car, top down when driving on the highway. The wind in our hair makes us look like movie stars, and you make me sing, yeah. Ooh, you make me sing, yeah. Oh, you make me sing, yeah. Ooh, you make me sing, yeah.
I have to say, these robot vacuums, I swear, are one of the best inventions ever to be made. I was that person that for the longest time thought these were stupid and you had to be lazy to get one because can't you just vacuum your own house? But man, I still vacuum my house on the daily. It needs to be done. But to be able to quickly tidy up a room and know the floors aren't that bad, but they could use a good vacuum, and turn this thing on and go work on something else is such a huge time saver. And I actually feel like keeps the house cleaner because their floors weren't that dirty. So if I didn't have this, I wouldn't have vacuumed. I would have just been like, you know what, it's fine. I'm going to move on to something else. But these allow me to still get a quick tidy up on this bedroom, on the floors, and I can still go and do something else. I am working in our outside fridge. This fridge is purely for like overstock stuff and drinks. We mainly use it for our drink fridge in our garage, so it holds stuff for us, for guests, for absolutely everyone. So we do keep it pretty stocked because I like when my family comes over, friends come over, whatever, they know they can go to this fridge and grab literally whatever they want. And I try to keep a little bit of everything on hand so everyone has something that will catch their liking. These little, I don't even know what to call them, but they like push your drinks forward. I saw them on Amazon, and they looked so cool. Plus, like I said, I like to keep this fridge nice and stocked and looking neat. And you're going to see, once I put these in, they look so good. I love that as you're going through your drinks, the oldest is coming forward and it's right there. You're not reaching like far into the fridge because it's the last one all the way in the back corner. I don't know. I thought these were really cool and they were a pretty decent price. Like they were not really that expensive. And I do feel like they just made a massive difference in the fridge. I'm also be sharing some ASMR on this video because I love the sound of restocking. So I won't go too crazy with it, but it is one of those things that I really enjoy, so I wanted to add just a little bit to today's video. I know it can sound silly to say you like restocking ASMR, but I always have. Like, whenever I see it, I feel it's like so calming, plus just nice to see everything nicely restocked. Like I said before, you can see we have a little bit of everything in the fridge. I will say I am the Diet Pepsi drinker of this house. I used to be huge into Mountain Dew, and a couple years back, I completely cut Mountain Dew out of my drinking. And now I still have the Diet Pepsi. I am working on cutting that down too also, though, because I know diet sodas really are not any better than regular sodas, but you know how it is. Sometimes you need your little fix. But we do have, like I said, a little bit of everything in here. My dad loves coming over and having a Yingling, so we have Yinglings in here. And cider boys, I'm not a huge drinker. Like, you'll catch me maybe once or twice a month having a drink, but I love cider boys. They are so good. That is the one thing that when I am deciding that I'll have a drink today, I go for these because they are delicious. But you can't tell me this doesn't look so nice, seeing it all freshly restocked and everything, and make it super easy that when someone comes over, they can see absolutely everything we have and they're able to pick whatever they want in here. The only thing I was having an issue with is those sliders come a little bit further out than the shelves do. Not much, but it was like obscuring the store, so I had to figure it out. This fridge was not a super deep fridge, so it was just kind of playing with it. This was actually the original fridge in the house when we bought the house. But me personally, like, I feel like these side-by-sides do not hold enough for especially a family of 5, like, to fit mainly the freezer space. Like, I don't keep a ton in my fridge unless we're having guests over, just because I feel like a lot of things can go to waste if you stuff your fridge. But my freezer is always full because I like to, one, constantly thinking of meals for that week, but I also like to have a convenience meal set up. So there's certain things in my freezer that may not be on the meal plan, but if I'm just having a day where I don't feel like cooking, I know it's there. It's super easy. It's like a 10-minute prep time, 30-minute eat time. I always make sure to have those on hand. This door always gets super dirty, and it's always going to get dirty. You can even see, even when I wash it, it's doesn't come completely clean. But with this being the door from the garage to our laundry room, there's always handprints on it. Especially like if Bobby's been working on the car, he does wash his hands in the laundry room, so he doesn't come like through the rest of the house with the mess. But that door is just always going to get dirty. So since I was out there wiping stuff down anyway, I figured I would quickly wipe that door down. But now into the family room, just doing a quick tidy up. That way I can go around and clean the furniture. The chair in this room was getting extremely dirty because Freya loves that chair. Like, she sits on it, watches her tablet, or just jumps around, all sorts of stuff. So I really needed to shampoo it. And I've been putting it off, and I decided, nope, today is the day I'm going to clean all the furniture and then also this chair because there were muddy little itty bitty footprints all over it.
You gotta give me some love, nah, nah, nah. Gotta give me some love, nah, nah, nah. Let's
I am just using my multi-purpose cleaner on this day, but I do like using actual leather conditioners often because there's more oils and stuff in those conditioners that is good for the leather to keep it soft and plush and everything. When you're dealing with real leather, you do want to use a really good conditioner every once in a while because leather is just skin. So just like you would lotion your arm, it's the same with your sofa. So I do make sure to do that on a regular basis. And even when I had faux leather, which is still in our sunroom, I would use that same conditioning process. I feel like that is so important when people talk about sun fade and cracked leather. Now, this is usually more common in a car. A lot of times it's just from lack of conditioning and that leather slowly drying out and breaking down. And this will help prevent that as much as possible. And especially knowing I have kids that are jumping all over this. Not as much the boys, they're older and over that jumping phase, but like Freya and stuff, like I still have kids that are going to rough house, and I want to make sure to protect this as much as I can. I will say, though, as someone that was totally against leather for the longest time, like in my head, it was cold and how could you cozy up onto a leather sofa? Like that was always what went through my head. I'm so glad I decided to try this out. Bobby's been asking for leather for a while, and like I said, in my head, I always thought it was cold. I'm like, I want something soft and cozy that I can just like roll into a ball in when I'm ready to relax. And that picture never came to my mind with leather. I'm completely converted. One, it is super comfortable. Like it's no different than my upholstered couches. But two, it is so much easier to keep clean. I remember our last house with the upholstered couch, even though I absolutely loved that couch, I was constantly vacuuming it, constantly shampooing it. Like it was always getting dirty, and kind of like this chair, like the kids weren't doing anything bad. It's just over time from them using the furniture like I would expect them to do in their own home, it gets dirty. And the leather just makes my life so much easier. I still have to clean it, obviously, and vacuum the underside every once in a while, but a ton easier with kids and pets and all the things. I am really glad he talked me into trying leather in this house. So if you are like me and you have been hesitant because you think of it being cold and stuff, I would test it out, even if it's just a chair. Like I said, I'm very happy. I do know, though, there's so many different types of leather that's out there that you want to make sure you're getting a good quality leather if you want that soft, cozy leather feel. I also believe there's just something so satisfying about seeing either carpet shampooed or furniture shampooed. This chair looked brand new by the time I was done, and every time I do like check the water after doing something as I thought small as this chair was, I'm always amazed at how dirty it is. But all the stains came out. That was my biggest concern, was making sure that came out. But yeah, this was definitely a lot dirtier than I was even expecting. I know I'm not always the best at remembering those dirty water dumps, but I know you guys absolutely love them. I can't tell you how many times, though, I've went to film the dirty water dump and I dumped the water without pressing record, and I am devastated because you can't get back a dirty water dump. Once it's dumped, it's dumped. But I enjoy them also. I like seeing how dirty something can be, even though it doesn't look that bad. I always really, really enjoy. But now moving into Freya's room, I wanted to strip her bed also and get it all clean. Obviously, when it comes to the kids' beds, I like to clean them more than once a week because they get dirtier. They just do, especially with Freya. But even the boys, they're outside roughhousing, playing, and then, you know how it is. Kids just are dirty. They're always getting into more stuff, so I like to keep their bedding more clean. She's in here just helping me out. Like I said, I do expect my kids to keep their rooms clean also, but Freya's too, so we are still learning. We don't have any rhyme or reason when it comes to organization. We just have these bins. The stuffed animals go in her little hammocks in the corners, but otherwise, toys just go in these bins. I don't care if they're, I don't know, whatever. We don't organize because I feel like that is a lot to ask of a 2-year-old. And my thought is, as long as it looks good, I'm happy in the end. there's something I said. You guys have heard me say progress over perfection. I say that all the time because in a day of social media and things like Pinterest and Instagram, where people can take a snapshot of their life and it can define them, we are left to think that everyone is perfect except us, because when you're on social media, that's what it looks like in those snapshots. So I am always saying progress over perfection, because it's really easy to get overwhelmed. So having the mindset of, I'm just going to make progress on this project, over overwhelming yourself with, I need to get this completely done and this is going to take me forever. But the other thing to think about is good enough over perfection. Like, there are times that things are just good enough. Like, they don't have to be that Pinterest perfect. If they're working for you and your routine, your kids' routines, your spouse's routine, that's good enough. Like, don't worry about perfection, because I can promise you, even people on social media, like myself, because I'm sure people have tried comparing me to them, and but what you see on social media is only a snapshot. And I promise you, they are not as perfect as you may think, because it is so easy to clean your family room and take a beautiful, staged, photo edited, lighting perfect picture and post it on Instagram. And no one knows that your kitchen is overflowing with dishes and the kids have an art project on the dining room, because all you see is this little snapshot into their life. With summer being upon us, I have to say my kitchen is always a mess right now, because there's always someone snacking, especially Xander. Xander is my oldest. He's going to be 11 in September. And I swear that boy can eat so much, and he is constantly eating and snacking and all the things. And it just makes it that the house is never completely clean, or the kitchen, I should say, between him and then Bjorn is my second oldest. He will be 8 in September. And then Freya, who you've seen around here, she's the one you're normally going to see on the videos, because she's like my little shadow. She is always around. She's always wanting to do what mommy's doing. So she's always around. She's my 2-year-old. She'll be 3 in August. But yeah, when you have all 3 kids home from school, it's definitely a lot more work keeping up with everyone wanting lunches, everyone wanting snacks, everyone wanting everything after a full winter of getting stuff done. Now, I will say I wouldn't have it any other way. I love summer with the kids. Like, I love being able to go and do stuff and just having this time. I actually think during the school year, the school days are too long. I feel like kids are at school for too much time, because I feel like they're gone all day, and then they come home and basically homework, eat, bed, and you get so little time with them. So I love our summers together. There was actually a post the other day I saw that someone pointed out, I think it was on TikTok, someone pointing out that you only have 18 summers with your kids. And that hit so hard, because I think about Xander, who's going to be 11, and I'm like, so you're telling me I already spent half of his summers that I'm going to be able to spend with him. And it's crazy when you put it into perspective like that. 18 Christmases, 18 summers, 18 Thanksgivings. Like, sure, they'll still be around, hopefully. I haven't screwed up my kids too much. That's always your hope as your parent, is trying your best. But it's not the same. After those 18 years, it's not that same situation. So I urge you to think about that of you only have 18 with your kids, 18 summers. So now that does not mean you need to go extravagant. Like, I feel like that's another thing people can get really feel down about is seeing all these, like, taking your kids to Disneyland and doing all these, like, crazy fun things. Like, kids don't need that. They just, like, they spell love Time. And that time does not need to be spent doing all these extravagant things. It can be all of you guys going swimming or playing on the trampoline, running around outside. Like, there's so many things you can do to show love to your kids in these 18 years that don't need to be crazy extravagant. But I do urge you to remember that it's just 18 years and they spell love Time. I'm going to have to show you in an upcoming video. I got totally influenced into buying those. I think Jamie has them. But those, like, auto fill taps you can put on your orange juice and your milk and stuff like that. But my kids are always getting cereal and orange juice and stuff like that. And when it's a new container, they're always spilling it. So I saw these. I'm like, well, one, this would be really nice because they don't have to take it out of the fridge. Like, the stuff can just stay in the door and they can easily fill their bowl or their glass. But also they're not spilling it. And I absolutely love them. I only have one set up currently. And I don't think I remembered to show it. So one of these upcoming videos, I'll have to show you that because it is really cool. I definitely think it depends on how you have your fridge set up if you think it's necessary. But for us, it works really, really well. Oh, I also wanted to show this Thieves Cleaner. I know people always ask about the Thieves Cleaner that I use, and I have mentioned it, but I don't often show the bottle because I have it in just my glass multi-purpose spray bottle. So that is what that is. That is my Thieves Cleaner. I'm just trying to reorganize these areas just a little bit. It wasn't too bad. But currently I have that steam cleaner that I have been obsessed with under the kids' bathroom sink. And it fits there, but it just doesn't make sense there. So I've been trying to reconfigure all my cleaning stuff in those cabinets. That way I can put that steam cleaner in there.
In the darkness, I am drawn to the light. I wanna rest in the arms of an angel and be safe and warm tonight. Are you still mad at me, baby? Or don't you care?
So our new quail babies had hatched. They had actually hatched a couple days prior to this, but I have heard that you should always leave the unhatched eggs in the incubator for 3 days after hatch day because you never know if you got a late bloomer. So that was what I was doing. But it has been those 3 days, so I needed to clean that incubator out. It can get so dirty with all those little babies running around. We ended up having 18 hatch. One did pass away pretty quickly, which is unfortunately common. Sometimes they hatch and just aren't as strong as the other ones. So I have 17 out of them, which was a really good hatch for me because they say to expect a 50% hatch rate with shipped eggs, and this was my first set of shipped eggs. So I got 25 eggs and 18 hatched. It's phenomenal. So we were super, super happy with that. Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all the things that always helps out my channel, and will just let you guys know when I post a new video. But I'll see you next time. Bye.
Come a little closer, honey.